Okay, we are back. And nobody cares. Nobody cares whether we came back or not.
Yes, I do.
No, we could have left right
Very
there, gone
happy
home
to see you.
and put on Snyder early.
Sometimes the people come to this audience and they come here, they've waited a long time to get their tickets, and they're kind of in awe. I mean, you come out and you're kind of an awe-inspiring sight when you see you for the first time.
Oh.
And sometimes that will stifle a laugh. Thank heavens it didn't happen to this crowd entirely.
Oh, no. Certainly we're in awe. Here's a piece of paper.
It's almost like
I'm going to make a
handout.
Paper.
Bill?
Going to make a paper airplane out of this for... No.
Get on it and sail away.
This has to do with Eddie Shaughnessy, our drummer. He's one of the great drummers in the world, and he's got a band together called Energy Force. And if you're in town, well, you have to be in town to see him, obviously, because they're down at the Improvisation, which is on Melrose Avenue in Los Angeles, 8162 Melrose, this coming Monday, Valentine's Day, February the 14th, with a great group of musicians down there. You're going to be just for the one night, Eddie?
Yes, John.
Okay, so if you're in that area, go on down. You'll have a
Energy
great
Force.
evening. Yeah, they really cook. At the Improvisation. Maybe we'll go Valentine's Day.
We might do that. We haven't been out together on a Valentine's Day for a long time. And I'll tell you the truth, I miss him.
You're going to be signing again if you keep that up.
No.
All right, house, car, furniture, silver, drapes, rugs. Go visit the Hassock once a month.
What do you have there?
We thought we would have some fun tonight. Obviously, we were wrong. Obviously, we miscalculated somewhere along the line as to how much fun we were going to have, and we certainly hope those of you at home
Are having a lot more fun.
were probably in bed by now and snoozing. No. You know, Jimmy Carter is going to talk to the American public. I think it's the first time an American president has ever done that.
Right.
For 2 hours, people will be able to call and ask him direct questions on the air. And they've been asking for suggestions from all over the country of how he can get close to the people. We handed out some cards tonight just for the fun of it to see what suggestions our audience would have, and some of them are pretty good. Mark Muccini? Where are you, Mark? Muccino. Right. Okay.
Go get Mark Steen.
Yes. Sorry, Mark. That's Muccino. Just a little humor there, Mark. I suggest to President Carter that now that the election is over, he take the coat hanger out of his mouth. Mrs. McDermott from Bishop, California. How are you, Mrs. McDermott? Time you pray. I would suggest that the President, Jimmy, wanted to do us coffee drinkers a favor. He should turn his peanut farm into a coffee plantation with the use of greenhouses. Well, that's not a bad idea. What would Billy do down there, though? Dennis, I can't make out the last name. Fader? Yeah. Then I made it out, obviously. Yeah. Should have all the snow in Buffalo trucked to California. Did you see on the news the other night they were actually loading snow aboard trains
and heading them south.
Carrying it south?
To melt.
To melt?
Yes.
Now, that's kind of sad, isn't it? California would love to have snow out here because we have a drought out here. Betty Knickerbocker?
Here.
Betty's here in history? Now, Betty, would you tell the children how you spent your summer?
Remember those when you go back to school?
I spent my summer with my parents in Minnesota.
She says, Betty says, help, I was captured in the war on poverty and can't get rich. All right, from Dorothy, S-E-N-A. Help me out, Dorothy.
Why?
Why? Because I asked you to. That's all. What do you mean, why?
Last letter.
Sabin Costello, why? Well, the last letter. Oh. Dorothy Sene. Right. Would a generous congressman give me a personal $50 rebate out of his $13,000 raise? There is now a bill in Congress, as you know. I think Congress is like, what, 47, 49, around $49,000 a year. and they are trying to raise their salaries $12,000 a year, and the bill will only pass if Congress passes it itself. I don't think that bill is unlikely to be... That's about as unlikely to be turned down as a congressman taking a secretary to a motel and asking for bunk beds. I think they're probably going to get that raise. George Kepperling? Is that right, George? Gary, I'm sorry. The eyes are the first to go. President Carter should have Ed McMahon and Billy Carter do a fireside chat, a one-hour special containing 59 minutes of Budweiser commercials. Arlene Pippert? Is that right, Arlene? Okay. Since you like to be, to President Carter, she says, since you like to be among the people of our country, why don't you come out and stand in line for the Tonight Show sometime? That's funny. So no signature on this. He should have his own TV series, Welcome Back, Carter. Cyrus Vance would be cast as Erpstein. Griffin Bell could be Washington. Blumenthal could be Horseradish. And Mondale could be Barfarino. No name. Let Carter tour the country on a moped. Then see how a real peanut farmer feels. Richard Levine. P.S. By the way, I kept a pencil. Put Brother Billy in charge of ABC, the Alcohol Beverage Control Board. That's funny. Don Markham says, veto the bill giving Congress a raise. People are getting steamed about that. Don Monroe says, you're past due in your grocery bill, $8.75, Ford's General Store, Plains, Georgia. Here's a very interesting one. John Lane. Are you here, John? Legalize prostitution so that we may keep our senators in Congress instead of court. We could create more jobs with a new controlling bureaucracy, pull in more tax revenue from the hookers. Tom Peake Jr., Reverend Tom Peake Jr. says, keep smiling and quit talking. To make himself available to personally look at disaster areas like New York and not to send his son. He doesn't have a son, does he?
Sure. He sent him out.
Chip.
He sent him out on a couple of, yes, he sent him out.
Oh, yes.
He sent him out on a couple of missions. That's
of
the thing.
course, Chip Carter. Yes. I suggest you get Amy braces and contacts. She looks like something out of Mad Magazine. Look, Mr. Carter, you asked for suggestions. We're only trying to help. Alice Barker says, buy luggage with wheels.
Yeah, right.
He's always carrying that little bag. Some of these are good. James, I can't read the last name. Duxland? Durland? Nagland. Dogwood. Cosgrove. Ding Dong. Gelding. Says his memoirs that you stop smiling. It's not that funny. Let's see. If you're going to be one of the... No name on this. If you're going to be one of the common men, as you keep saying, how about you coming to Chicago Heights, Illinois, and watching my 8 kids and my husband, and I'll go and enjoy the White House for 2 weeks this coming summer. Well, there's a name. Eileen Walsh. Where are you, Eileen?
Right up here.
You have 8 children?
Yeah.
Wow. What are the age ranges?
Oh, that's kind of cheating because they're 25 down to 12 now.
25 down to 12. Those are good years. Jay Bell says you could raise the temperature in Buffalo and melt the snow by asking Congress to meet there and speak. It's the best source of hot air I know of. Dean Hill. You're always the last to know. Something I said?
I have a commercial. I was getting back.
Give you
Get ready
plenty
for
of
it.
time to get there. I wouldn't rush you.
I'll stay with you as long as you wish.
Dean Hill. Where are you, Dean? I love this. He says, become friends with B.B. Rabosa. So when it snows in Miami, President Carter can say, baby, it's cold outside. More for that. Sell the machinery and tooling for the B-1 bomber to Mattel and Milton Bradley. Nate Glazer, I'm with you. Get Amy married right away. The only reason she likes the White House for the swimming pool, I'll be glad to take her away from all the pressures of social life. I hope my age won't be a matter of concern. I'm 21. David, what's your last name, David? Aha. Okay, good idea. Occasionally, from time to time, we ought to do this. And maybe we'll get some suggestions, and we'll take the good ones and send them on to the president. And now here's Ed. Well, you have
I have a commercial, but of course, first, by your leave.
Liege.
Liege, by your liege. Either one of those two.
You make
none of the above.
You make simsalabim.
Yes.
All righty.
Takes a long time to get back there.
They didn't used to.
So tell them. It's further back.
Go back and do it.
Yeah. So tell them one of the funny stories that have happened to you over the years in television.
If I'd have had it, I'd have done it the monologue. Okay, Hollywood bread has been a part of your diet for 40 years. And here's Ed to tell you all about Hollywood bread. Ed is getting there right now. Ed is picking up the loaf of bread. He's going to tell you about the bread. Here's Ed for the bread. Good old bread and Ed. Here's Ed, bread.